What is up, everybody? So I went from being a musician to doing Uber Eats to making 21K a month with my SMMA. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through how exactly I did that step by step. Let's get into it. So the first thing is, where I came from was music, right? I was literally playing music for 10 years straight. I can literally show you all of my music, like you can see some of it, literally the instruments that I used to play, like saxophone, flute, clarinet, congas, literally guitar here. But I literally played music for 10 years straight, right? And I absolutely loved it. I literally loved taking the ownership of learning an instrument, playing on stage, playing with other people that I really appreciated, this, that, and the third. And literally was tied to my identity as a musician and an artist overall, just a creative person, right? But eventually I broke away from that mainly because I realized music alone wasn't going to get me to my financial future that I wanted to accomplish and give me the financial life that I felt that I deserved, especially with all the work that I've been doing. So what that led me to was to an Alex Hormozi video, right? Shout out to Alex Hormozi. That dude changed my life. He had a video, I forget what it was called, but he was basically talking to in an interview, and somebody asked him if you were 19 years old, what would you do, or what would you tell to that 19-year-old if they have no business, they have no experience, and they really want to get into business overall? And then he said, get into sales. Go into a door-to-door sales position to get kicked in the face so you can get used to the strife and the pain that it requires in order to be a business owner. And that's exactly what I did. So I got into face-to-face marketing, face-to-face door-to-door sales, and I did it for about a year. And the realization that I had through that sort of situation was that you could make good money, but that's only by doing an extreme amount of work, which required to build a team selling stuff that I didn't actually believe in, right? It was literally everything from charities, insurance, credit cards, phones that people don't use, especially if they don't have a Visa, and I knew that I had to create a turning point for me because it wasn't necessarily something that I wanted to continue doing for the rest of my life, especially if it's not something that I enjoy doing, bar none, right? So I decided to leave that world overall because it didn't necessarily align with my values. And why would I continue to do something that doesn't necessarily align with my values? You know what I'm saying? So, and that's where I was kind of hitting a low overall. I started doing Uber Eats mainly for 3 months in order just to pay my bills because a dude got to pay his bills, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to make sure that I was still paying the bills that I had to pay, even though I was having an issue with how I'm going to be doing it. And I was dating somebody at the time, and they were like, you could do it. And I knew I could do it. It just sucked, man. Waking up at 5 in the morning, driving for an hour in order to get to a place where Uber Eats is actually very profitable, and then literally making $200 a day and then just going home. It was so much work. It was a grind. And I felt like I was working hard, but not really building anything long-term. And that was the issue until I read this guy, Alex Hormozi, that I saw a video of his, and I saw that he had a book called $100 million Offers and $100 million Leads. And those essentially flipped a switch in my brain about what really a good offer was, what is value, and what is leverage, right? So then what I knew was that I had value as a creative person. What I knew was that my leverage was my skill set, which is essentially making content, because I was already making content because of musician land, right? I was literally making content for myself. I had made 11,000 subscribers that was on my YouTube channel that I currently still run, but that's more talking about content now. 12,000 followers on TikTok, and over 5,000 followers on Instagram, which are now 3,000 because I got rid of a lot of people on there. And I was just like, dang, I really know how to make good content, and I consistently want to be making really good content with the filming, with the editing, with the storytelling, with the social media, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So my thought process was, instead of selling stuff that I don't believe in, I can help businesses with a skill that I'm actually good at, right? Which is kind of a no-brainer, but it took me a while to figure that out. So the next thing was essentially getting started, right? So what I started with was essentially a warm outreach, and I basically reached out to every person that I knew, literally, or had some sort of connection with at some point, and I offered to ask them if I could help them if they knew somebody, right? I didn't ask them if they needed help. I asked them if they knew anybody that needed help with marketing and literally just social media marketing overall. And then from there, I went from literally 0 to 21K months just by doubling down on my content skill, refining the offer that I was giving to people, and essentially what I learned from $100 million offers and leads, and continuously using warm outreach as my main distribution channel for leads and client acquisition. And the key ideas were essentially that I don't really need 100 clients. I had literally 23. And I still have those 23 clients to this day, except they're not necessarily with this business that we're currently building, which is more profitable. You don't need 100 clients. You just need a handful of really great clients, you know what I'm saying? And you're focusing on developing results for them and the long-term relationships that you want to develop with them, because they lead to other opportunities in the future as well. So some of the biggest lessons that I learned from developing this structure and this business for myself was that you don't want to stay stuck in work that you don't believe in, because at the end of the day, if you're going to be working for money, then that is not something you want to be surrounded by. Like, first of all, our greatest purpose is serving God. So that's the first thing. And how can I best serve God if I'm not doing something that I genuinely believe in? Just think about that for a second. Even if you're not a Christian, just like, how are you going to appease or serve or act in accordance with your God if you're not doing the stuff that you believe in based off of the God-given talents that he gave you? Like, God gave me the God-given talent of creativity, like being able to hold a camera, being able to play saxophone, this, that, and the third. So then why am I going to neglect him from the gifts that he gave me? So I didn't want to be stuck in a place in which that I was doing something that I didn't believe in. So you might as well do something that is in accordance with your obviously your deity and obviously what you believe in overall, whether it be in the Christian gospel or whatever it is that you believe in, and just genuinely around a skill that you definitely want to develop and can provide value to other people on a consistent basis with. And another thing, having a real skill is OP. It's overpowered. Reason being is because that's what distinguishes you from everybody else. Like, you literally talk to any of the business owners that I currently operate with on the content side, and dude, they do not know how to make content. They know how to make content based upon the effort and the tips and the suggestions that I've provided to them on a consistent basis. It's never because of their own accord. Like, they're not sitting there and thinking about like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make videos better this time. It's like, no, what does Pedro have to say about my videos so then I can actually make videos better, so then I can get the result that I want. Almost acting as like a coach, right? So like, a strong offer plus a real skill that distinguishes you from everybody else, otherwise your unique value proposition, is just powerful. And it doesn't just get clients randomly. It actually brings people that are looking for you to do that sort of service for them, or set up a system in which that they can implement in their business as well. And the last thing was that warm outreach above anything else and relationships can take you from 0 to consistent months of lead flow and money and investments and everything else, and getting to your financially free life faster than you think, personally. And that all starts with literally the people on your freaking phone, which is crazy. Zach will always tell you like some sort of cold outreach, but it all starts with your phone. All starts with your phone. And here's some things that I would have done differently if I had to do it all over again. I would have left door-to-door sales earlier. Like, those 8 months, if I would have used those 8 months in order to double down into content, then I would have probably made a lot more money at this point, and waste less time, especially in something that I don't believe in. That's just the main thing. On top of that, I probably would have learned more about offers and leads and how to develop relationships with other business owners earlier. And another thing that I would have done differently was take content and personal branding more seriously from the beginning, especially since this was something that I've heard of for a long time through Gary Vee and Caleb Ralston and all these people that were already putting out content such like this about getting on social media and everything like that. But I didn't necessarily listen to them because I was so focused on doing the thing that Alex Ramosi told me to. So where I am now is that I'm running 2 SMMAs with literally 20K a month in total, and I'm helping other people build and grow their own agencies. But yeah, I hope you got value out of this video. If you found it helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel because it actually really helps out our channel a lot. And we make videos like this every single day, and you don't want to miss them. Also, if you want more one-on-one help, you can definitely click the link in the description so we can book a call to figure out where you are in your agency journey. And that way we can take you to 0 to 10K quicker than you could say mamma jamma. But otherwise, I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.